So one of the biggest reasons people quit content creation is oftentimes video editing. The truth is, a lot of creators don't really love video editing. They learn to tolerate it and push through it. But by pushing through it, it starts slowly building up resentment with the process of content creation. And that resentment is usually what kills consistency and causes a lot of creators to quit, not because of a lack of ideas or a lack of talent, but because they feel overwhelmed with video editing as a whole. So most creator burnout doesn't come from creating. It comes from the part of the process that feels heavy, slow, and difficult. And for many creators, that part is actually video editing. So if I genuinely hated editing videos, but I still wanted to publish consistently as a creator, grow my audience, and build something real with my content, I wouldn't try to force myself to love the process of video editing. What I would actually do is design my entire video editing workflow around this simple concept. And this concept is repeatable systems. So when I say create a repeatable system, I mean that as a creator, you have to have a repeatable video editing system that you can repeat every single time that you open up your editing software. In order to do this, I would first start by simplifying the type of content that I make. So just to give more context to this conversation, I've been editing professionally for creators and brands now for over 10 years. And one of the biggest realizations I've gained from this experience is that most creators who hate video editing are trying to produce videos that demand way too much from the edit. Multiple camera angles, having super complex motion graphics, video effects that are like super engaging, but they're super long to make, and just an overall bad organization of the files that they're going to be using in the editing software. So that kind of content might look impressive, but it's extremely expensive in both time and your energy expended. So if I hated video editing but I still wanted to publish consistently, I would choose formats where clarity matters way more than the spectacle. So what I mean by this is formats that I can repeat week after week without burning out. So a few examples of these types of videos are talking head videos, educational breakdowns, commentary videos, and my favorite, video podcasts. So these formats don't require crazy visual gymnastics to work. They require clear thinking and a clean delivery. And when the value of your video comes from what you're saying instead of what's happening on screen, editing becomes dramatically easier, and it becomes a more repeatable process, which is how you can begin building a process that simplifies your content creation. So yes, I will admit that having an educational channel and producing educational content does lead to easier repeatable systems, but if you're an entertainment creator, here are a few things you can do as well in regards to the formats that you can use. So one of my favorite content formats for entertainment creators are weekly series that are repeatable. So you may hear me say repeatable a lot throughout this video, but that is the most important thing you can do whether you create educational or entertainment videos. So a weekly series featuring the same style, motion graphics, and concept can become a repeatable process that you can do week after week using the same exact video editing styles. And that'll lead to faster publishing and having more consistent publishing throughout the week or the month. So a more technical tip to be able to publish faster with your weekly series is to just save as many templates and presets as you possibly can. So just doing this one thing will cut your editing time in half. It may sound super simple if you've been creative for a long time, but working behind the scenes for many creators, you would actually be surprised how many creators tend to not have these created. So one of the first things I do when starting to work with a new creator or brand is setting up these templates and systems to save time and deliver much faster. So if you're a solo creator, this is one of the best things you can do to be able to publish faster. And truly, if you don't like editing, it'll advance and make you go much faster. Okay, great. So this next step is crucial in order to make the video editing process much smoother. So once I had picked out a repeatable content format, I would design my recording process to protect my edit and to build a system around my recording process. So that way, most of my editing pain is solved before I even open up my editing timeline. So in order to build a repeatable system for your recording process, you want to go in as prepared as possible for your recording session. So this helps cut down the time that you actually spend in editing. What that means is planning your shoot, planning out your main script, your B-roll shots, your voiceovers. So when you're recording and you start rambling, restarting sentences, having unclear thoughts, and saying the same thing 5 different ways, it all turns into extra work later during video editing. And trust me, during my own personal recording sessions, I do tend to do that a lot, and it does create more editing time for me in the software. So it's definitely best to just avoid it. So it doesn't literally mean scripting every single word for word, although if you do this, it is literally a superpower. I actually do script all my videos word for word, and doing this helps me be more prepared to record since I'm familiar with what I will be saying, and it does lead to faster editing. But if you don't want to script word for word, you just have to be clear and know where you're going. So before recording, always know the opening, the main points, the exact shots you need if you're filming B-roll, and the ending. So you want to aim for having enough structure so you're not discovering the video in the edit. And when structure is clear at the recording stage, video editing becomes mostly trimming instead of rebuilding an entire edit within the software. So if I hated video editing, I would also stop recording what I call just in case takes, right? So 1 or 2 solid takes is better than 5 half confident ones. So every extra take that you make adds decision fatigue later in video editing. So you're not helping future you're actually punishing yourself if you have so many takes that you have to go through. So I would just commit to good enough takes and then move on. I've noticed that the more I try to repeat a take, the worse that it actually gets after like the third repetition. And remember the law of diminishing returns. Having more is not always best. So once I have a repeatable format and I've created a repeatable recording system, next I would standardize everything. So I would have the same camera style, the same setup, the same lighting, the same audio chain. I want to have as much consistency as I possibly can for all of my videos. Every single decision that you don't have to make saves energy and time in the video editing process. So one of the key things that I actually do for this is that I build a basic video editing template with everything already in place. So I already have my intro music ready, my text styles and motion graphics animations ready, and my timeline is organized that way when I open a new project. And I'm not choosing to start from zero. I'm stepping into an already creating system that allows me to publish faster and more consistently. So having these video editing systems in place reduce friction, and having friction is actually what makes the editing process miserable. So always try to have that repeatable system that you can use every single time you have a new project. Alright, so when it comes to the actual editing, I would focus almost entirely on cutting and not decorating. So what I mean by this is removing the long pauses, removing repetition, removing tangents, and just removing anything that doesn't move the idea forward. And that's pretty much it. I wouldn't chase having extreme polish. I would just chase like a good engaging flow and not having everything be perfect all the time. So what I've learned over my 10 years of editing is this: a video that feels professional, even if it's visual simple, does work. But a video that doesn't flow feels amateur no matter how fancy it looks. So most creators who hate video editing are spending time on details that don't really fix the real problem. And having a consistent flow that's engaging to watch is what actually fixes the real problem. So I would also stop rewatching my videos endlessly in the video editing timeline. So I would just focus on having one pass to cut, one pass to clean audio, and one final pass to catch obvious issues, and then publishing. So watching your own video over and over again in the editing timeline is a habit that a lot of us make. Something that I still try to like stop myself from doing as well. And I feel like it doesn't improve past a certain point, and it just feeds doubt. And doubt is pretty much expensive. And always remember the law of diminishing returns. So let's be real here. There are some creators who do actually enjoy the process of video editing. These are generally the artist and filmmaker type of creators. And if you don't fall into one of these categories, that's completely okay. You don't have to love video editing to grow your brand or your business, or just to build more leads. So if you don't enjoy video editing, what I would stop doing is trying to edit like creators who do enjoy it. So what do I mean by this? So some people generally love the craft, right? So they enjoy fine tuning, they enjoy experimenting with different styles and editing formats, and that's great for them. But copying their workflow when you hate editing is totally a recipe for burnout. Your post-production workflow should match your personality, style, and how much you actually like editing. If you're idea-driven, just optimize for speed and finishing quickly and publishing. If you're message-driven, optimize for having clarity with your edits. Editing should support your strengths and not fight with them. So, okay, you now have a repeatable format, you have a repeatable system for recording your videos, and you have optimized your software and saved presets to make your publishing and editing much faster and make the process less painful. So what is the next step? So if I truly hated editing videos, or if I just had no time to spend doing and executing all of these systems, but I still wanted to grow my brand and my business, this is when I would actually start looking for outside help. So if you're at this stage, I would seriously consider outsourcing your video editing. So I think one of the biggest mistakes business-minded creators make is that they wait too long to outsource their editing. So as soon as video editing becomes a bottleneck for your business, you should outsource. So the more time that you delay outsourcing your video editing is more time lost for your business, where you can spend on getting more leads or just generating more sales. So one of the most important questions that you can ask yourself is, how much is my time actually worth? So over my 10+ years of video editing professionally for social media, I realized that most creator businesses would grow way faster by outsourcing their video editing. So a lot of people have a misconception when it comes to outsourcing. So outsourcing doesn't mean giving up your control of your whole process, right? It means buying back your time and mental space. So even having partial outsourcing, like having first cuts ready, audio cleanups, short form extractions, can remove the heaviest part of the process. So you don't have to outsource literally every single thing about your content creation process. You can just outsource the parts that you don't want to spend your time doing to feel much more mental relief and clarity. So a lot of creators wait too long to outsource because they think they need to be good enough first. And in reality, the best time to get help is when you know exactly what you want, but don't want to execute it yourself anymore. So the creators who last aren't the ones who necessarily love every single part of the process. They're the ones who design systems to make the process more sustainable. Remember, loving editing is optional, but publishing consistently is not, especially if you want to grow your business or your brand. So if video editing feels like friction, don't push harder. Standardize the workflow. Automate the boring parts and get help where it makes sense. That's how you keep showing up without resenting the process, because the goal isn't to become a better video editor. Unless that is your goal, then go for it, right? The goal is actually to publish better, faster, and more consistently without burning out, so you can actually grow your business. Great, so I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you need someone to help you execute all of these systems or handle your video editing, apply to work with me down below. So I help creators make better videos faster through clean editing, clear structures, and systems that respect your time. So if you're interested, the link to apply to work with me is in the description. I also offer strategy calls. So yeah, that's all down below. Looking forward to hearing about your projects, and I'll catch you guys next time with another video. And for now, peace.